me and Bryce came back from watching La Llorona.
There you go.
Much better, Rick. Much better.
All right. Yeah, so I was going to say that's why we started late. We didn't really start late. We started around when we normally would for the most part, whatever is considered normal. But we ended up seeing this in the morning because, Rick wasn't going to be in the same area as me on Friday. So, yeah, that's what we did. So we saw The Curse of La Llorona. And,
if you don't know, it's a folktale told by parents to their children in Mexico that
Dude, it's proliferated proliferated farther than that. It's like if you have any kind of Latin descent whatsoever, it's become a thing.
I never heard of this.
That's
ever,
so funny.
At any point.
Oh, you white, bro.
yeah.
I'm Armenian. So
Yeah,
come on
white.
now.
So like if kids misbehave, La Llorona will come get them.
Yeah. You gotta say it like that too, or else she'll come and get you.
For not saying her name right.
Yeah.
With that said, like it started off kind of actually giving you the backstory.
Oh, that's cool.
Which I thought was genius because certain people don't know about
Just
this.
fucking scare all these white kids.
I got Rick looks at me. Certain people looking at you.
Don't know about this folk tale.
Yeah, that's crazy. I like that.
It started off really strong with that, and
Makes it sound like it doesn't go.
I know. I can't. Then I also know it's Rick.
No, not even that.
Okay,
not even that. No, I'm just saying like.
We got off on the right foot.
We got off on the right foot, yeah. And sure enough, like they give you the little snippet of the backstory of her, and then it goes into Linda Cardellini's character and her children and like what she does for a living. Turns out, I mean, you don't know this in the trailer, but she's like social worker, caseworker,
or social, yeah.
So you kind of it kind of progresses from there. I like how it the opening of when it jumps to like her 1970s,
1973 Los Angeles.
That the way they introduced the characters was kind of almost the same way in the Conjuring movies, as far as that one take of following the children, following the people through the entire house to do the setup. Cool. I don't know if you noticed that, but I've noticed that with most of these Conjuring movies, they kind of do that oneer at the beginning. And
that oneer.
Yeah, that oneer. Gives Rick
one continuous take.
I'll give you a oneer.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
I'll put a B in front of that one for
you. But wait, hold on. But knowing Rick, he'd be like, a bunner?
A bunner? That's what
I'm sorry, Rick. Tell me about this movie.
Most of the Conjuring movies kind of have that like style. Still produced by James Wan and everything. Like I enjoyed I guess we were overall at the beginning before we get into spoilers. Are we gonna get spoilers or no?
No,
I don't see why not.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, don't you want to see it?
We'll dance. We'll mildly. We'll let you know.
Oh, we're gonna dance now? Fuck yeah! All right.
Yeah. But it's a strong movie. I like it a lot. I thought it was really well done. The effects were freaking awesome in this movie.
Were you scared?
I was scared. Bryce jumped a couple of times.
Did I?
Nice.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I don't think so.
I think you did because we were watching it.
I was adjusting.
We were watching it. We watched it in Adobe Atmos. And that was apparently his first time.
Yeah.
Going into that theater.
I highly recommend seeing a scary movie in Dolby Atmos. That was fucking rad. Yeah. There was a few times actually at the beginning where like you'd hear like the crying or you'd hear something, and I was like,
felt like it was.
Right I was gonna be like, who the fuck is making noise like right now? Like what the hell? But then I realized,
dude, you really need to play Hellblade then if you like that.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
The practical effects in this were really good.
Nice.
Which is what I like. But the story overall is great. Like the way the progression of it, like from the beginning, you get the first person who was affected by it, and then it slowly unravels. You know, to see how the main characters and her children get also affected by that too. And it all kind of like weaves in together.
Okay.
Like, I would like the way it just progresses it was well done.
Very cool.
And because of that, like there was no like lag, in my opinion. I don't think there was any like slowdown or like
I don't think so.
boring. You know, like how you sometimes hit that middle part where it's like kind of slows down. Like I didn't feel that at all with this one.
Okay. No, I agree. The movie's kind of relentless, and like they don't really make you wait around too long for it to start to get scary or whatever. You know, sometimes there's like so much build, but like, I don't know.
Is it just like the thing I was kind of hoping for out of this movie, just based on like what I know of the story and what we saw in the trailers? I want it to be. I don't know if like relentlessly like I don't want it to be like punching me in the face the whole time, but I want it to be like
giving you like a nudge.
Like the whole like I want it to force you to be like on the edge of your seat.
Right.
The whole I want it suspenseful. I want it to play with you that way.
No, it does. Like don't.
No, that's fine.
Like that, but relentless in like the most positive of ways. Do you still say more? So my take on the movie. Fuck that bitch. Fuck La Llorona. Like, seriously.
She's just trying to save kids that need a place to go.
This is honestly, this is a creepy ass fucking movie. Like, for real. It's fucking creepy. Huh?
He jumped.
Yeah.
Well, there was part, like, I didn't jump because I was scared. I just jumped because, like, there was stuff. They did do a good job. I know you're not a big jump scare person, but they did a good job of, like.
Well, when it builds
really,
to it, when it builds is when it's the best.
Yeah. And so
the tease,
they just did a good job, and I guess this is the definition of a jump scare, of really making me not know when to expect the jump. But it was in the best of ways, though. I told you, I'm not all the way here. I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
I enjoyed it a lot. It was really good. Like the way she looks is fucking creepy.
The makeup.
There's just a lot of little things that they did, like, you know, especially when you're seeing like a silhouette of her and stuff. Like,
one of my I will cut you off.
We're trying not to do spoiler territory, but I'll just.
Well, what I got to say is not spoiler.
Okay, I know, but it sort of is. But I'm just gonna dance around it. So what I'll say is there was a tie-in that I didn't expect. Because I actually just wasn't expecting that at all, despite knowing who's behind it. And then after it happened, I was like, oh, I do. I'm like, I thought that guy was familiar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cool.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. I know what you mean.
Okay.
I thought the same thing
that was
too.
Good. So I thought that was actually really cool, and it was very simple.
I have no idea what they're talking about.
That's fine.
No, that's...
Yeah, and that's great.
Right, that's
great. So, Rick, go ahead.
Oh, no, well, what I was just going to say, also not... this is not dancing around. I just liked how they deal with the language.
Okay.
Between Spanish and English.
Okay.
Like, they didn't sub it, which I thought was great.
Really?
Like, for the most part, like, it kind of reminded... Like, I don't know if anyone has ever watched Dexter, but if you watch Dexter...
No, I think you were the only person to ever watch Dexter.
I'm between
I saw the last few seasons of Dexter.
Okay, but, like, they're Spanish. Like, they'll talk Spanish, and they won't sub it.
Okay.
You know, and, like, they do react to it. So you kind of understand by body language and by the way they interact. And that's what they did in this, too.
That's cool.
Which I thought was pretty genius. Yeah, that's one of the things that I really liked about it. Like, they didn't just assume... They relied on visual rather than, like, let's just let them know what they're saying. You know?
That's always cooler. Like,
I think that's always better.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So, like, I'm sure, like... you kind of know Spanish.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, watching it, like, you got it. Like, even if you didn't know, like, the song that they were singing, like, you get the intent for it.
I mean,
the intention.
Yeah. Like, is it kind of like a lullaby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it fucking scared me when it started off that way. I was like, no, I've heard this before as a kid. Fuck
no. I imagine that happened, like, in Rick's head. He did that exact thing I just said.
It starts off with that lullaby, and
it
freaked me the fuck out. I'm like, oh god, what are we doing for?
Yeah. It's a fucking creepy movie. I like it.
I'm so happy.
I wasn't disappointed at all.
It made my skin crawl.
Cool.
But, I mean...
It's easy for you with that.
Yeah, exactly.
So my main thing that is going to, like, be rough for them to duplicate or for them to Because I just from the trailers we saw, they don't show much.
Who's putting this in your... Mom's putting this in your head as a little kid?
No.
Grandma?
No. It was cousins and stuff when we would go out to New Mexico and Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Because I could picture Mom in the middle trying to start cracking up in the middle of it.
So the visual, the actual what she looks like, that's going to be one of those things where I hope there's not a major disconnect from what I in my head saw as a kid and what they put out there. But other than that, like, that's the only thing I'm really kind of worried about.
Well, what I pictured as when I was a kid.
Okay, no, this is good. You describe and you describe what you.
Whoa,
guys
no,
picture.
we're not gonna do that.
Why?
Because, man.
I'm not here for a
I'll wait
month.
to see the movie. I'll just wait to see the movie.
But I want
Well, no, I'm
to
not gonna
hear.
do
He's not
details.
going to tell. He's going to describe what he imagined.
I'm
I
gonna
want to
give you
hear
a
how
vague-
similar they are,
Okay.
painting.
and I want to hear how close you are to her.
All right.
I won't tell you one way or the other.
So, what did you picture?
That's what I'm saying.
As a
Well, see,
kid?
that's the thing about watching this movie with covering my eyes at certain points is that they did a
I didn't even fucking see her.
No,
I don't know what she looks like.
No. But yeah, like they did a really good job interpreting like what I pictured.
Okay.
So like watching this in theaters, like that's why it genuinely gave me the fucking creeps. Was because
So without, I mean, you're gonna get into it without saying
Well,
what she looks like in the
here's-
movie. I want to know how you pictured her as a kid, and I want to hear how you pictured her as a kid.
it was pretty accurate to what I saw on screen. Other than the
Okay.
fact
So then I
that-
don't want to know what he pictured.
Okay, so then I want to know what you pictured.
Here's what I'll say. I brought this movie up when we talked about this initially. Is the Woman in Black, the one with Daniel Radcliffe?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
right.
It's a similar story, almost like
Exactly.
almost.
I wouldn't have to watch it.
You need to, because the way they portrayed the Woman in Black
Mm-hmm.
in that movie is what I saw as a kid when I heard this. So that's what I'll say. Like they nailed in the Woman in Black without trying. I'm assuming what I saw whenever I heard this story. So
Okay. I saw pictures.
yeah.
I'll just say I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Okay.
Yeah, and again, it's not going to be something where I'm like, fuck that, that's so stupid. It's just going to be like,
Because even if it's not,
are they going to be able to tap into that fear receptor in my brain? You know what I'm saying? Like,
because even if it's not exactly like for what you pictured, she's still creepy as fuck looking.
Very cool.
And her presentation is fucking creepy. Like just everything. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Like, didn't you feel like, again, just the way that they were trying to do the scares were I thought were just so well crafted.
It was Conjuring well crafted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like with the Conjuring.
This guy. Actually, yeah, I think we just found out this guy is doing. I think he's the director for Conjuring 3.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
It looks like they're in pre-production right now. Yeah, and I can see why they picked him, because the camera movements in this like very similar to The Conjuring.
Looks like he made a short, not to interject, called The Maiden, which I when I looked him up for The Conjuring 3, I wanted to see. And I think it's a scary thing. I'd be really interested to watch that and see, to see what that's like.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Real
we'll do it.
estate,
Maybe
we'll do it
when
later.
the show's over. I'm curious though.
Yeah.
You thought it
I
was
highly recommend seeing it, especially if you've been told about this tale.
Yeah.
And growing up, like my family wasn't Catholic, but they're Christian. But for the most part, like I've had a lot of Catholic family, and it does deal with like religion and like beliefs and all that too. But in a conjuring way.
That doesn't pound you over the head.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
This
No.
world
It-
exists.
It just like lets you know how things are in this universe to not necessarily prepare yourself, but to understand.
Right. Okay.
And,
Very cool.
Yeah, and just like
Sorry, I just looked over.
we'll see. And it's like, and I always bring it back to this. It's like Ryan Connolly always says, that bow and arrow effect in this movie is fucking phenomenal. And I really like this movie a lot.
What's the bow and arrow effect?
Awesome, man.
Where you slowly, as you pull the bow and arrow, like the slowly, like before you get the reveal.
Yeah.
You draw it back,
Gotcha.
and then
Gotcha.
All right, well, I gotta take this off. It's getting too hot. I'm only wearing it
Okay.
for because you guys know Colorado fucking
Yeah.
made it to the second round of the playoffs, so I felt the need to wear it today.
Great.
I really liked the movie a lot. Like, is it a perfect movie? No. I mean, was there some parts that I thought were a little cheesy? Yeah. But I really liked it a lot. I thought it was really fucking good. And
It's worth your money.
yeah, I think it's good.
It's worth your money.
Oh, sorry, not cheesy. I got it. See, like I took, I get jokes now. I'm still so behind. I need my brain to work properly.
And like I've said this even with like I forgot what other movie, but the kids in this movie, great,
Yeah, the kids were
great
really good.
acting, and Linda Cardellini fucking
I gotta say, man,
knocks
like
it out too.
kids have been knocking it out of the park lately.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Last
that's
5-6 years.
yeah. I think that's what really I think that's what really helps a lot of like the Conjuring universe movies and stuff is that the acting in it is also so well done. Like we're so used to a lot of the scary movies that we grew up with having
Bad.
80s.
bad actors,
yeah.
actors that you don't even know who the fuck they are. And I will say, I got a little bit of that vibe in the Child's Play trailer. I was like, where I'm just like, oh, like is some of this gonna be a little hokey? But then I have to remember that Child's Play is a little hokey.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I used hokey this time, cheesy. So just so you know.
But just so you know, hokey means the same thing as cheesy. It's too much of it is a bad thing.
Yeah. So overall, La Llorona
I like how you want to say it now. It's
is
good.
a go see.
Yeah.
All right, awesome.
Go watch it.
You should definitely check out the Curse of La Llorona. And we had a funny moment. Hold on, not moving on yet. We had a funny moment after the movie. We were talking about something, and then like we stopped for a second, and so I just randomly like just kind of went like, La Llorona. 'Cause we were talking about it, and then Rick kind of remembered what he was gonna say or tell me. He's like, oh yeah, so she texted me. I'm like, who, La Llorona? But he was telling me a story about something else. Just the timing of it was really funny.
That's great.
Yeah.